in New York State as well, several films. But I know Ira through the theater, actually, because that's where I worked with him. And I think it was Cicero who once said, life is a moderately a good play with a bad third act. Yes, well, there are these tragedies that happen, but I want, if time is the moving image of eternity, then I want to take you back to Katmandu with Ira in 1978-79. Night song. I want the night to take off its long black gloves and show me white arms like the birches of my childhood. I want the dogs of midnight to sing the songs of somnambulism and walk on hind legs in stately procession. I want to leave unfinished the work of destruction and to understand the conversation between dynamos which grieve to conjugate dragonflies on lakes of induction. I would refuse to grant this evening's reprieve. Ira Cohen. I don't know much of his work. I mean, I'm not really one of the poetry friends of his, but I'm honored to be here. I've really appreciated listening to Valerie, who I used to affectionately call Valerie and Ira the paparazzi poets. They were demons with cameras. They really, Ira was a very famous photographer, and Valerie has lots of good stuff. Ira also, his Kumbh thing. We traveled in similar trails. I was in Katmandu in '71. When I met Ira, it was like meeting a long-lost friend. And I was coming off the West Coast where his look was very more similar out there. So I felt I got into the Baba Ganesh with them at the Mud Club. I sang the Swami Sweepstakes Talking Blues, and Baba Ganesh got up and he started dancing all around. And I figured this is the only guru who can withstand any kind of criticism. And we'd shared a lot of hashish, Om Shiva Shankara, Hari Hari Ganja. When I first met him, I saw him in a few things. I saw he was reading at the China Club, and I remember it's Chris Stein and Deborah Harry came up there, and there was some Japanese New Age artist who was very, very good and famous in the world, but I can't recall. Do you remember? Who?
Kazuo Ono.
Okay. It's a good thing archivists, most of you poets are archivists. So anyway, Ira was shut out of a lot of poetry scenes, and I felt he was one of the best poets I've met. And I had a thing on Bond Street Theater, and I used to do Sundays there. I used to call it the Blue Monkey Variety Show. I'll never forget the time that Ira comes down like an old caravan master from the hills someplace. He brings about 40 or so people with him, replete with all kinds of Eastern instruments, and we just rocked it up all night there. And then after that, when I was asked to do some more shows like the Floating Duck at Theater for the New City, naturally I brought in Ira with Taylor Mead and Alan Midget and this woman Rachel Farrow. And he was a weird blend of ingredients, Ira. He was like, he had these beat, he had the French intellectual Apollinaire tradition, he had the Guru tradition, he had a Hasidic, not Hasidic, but an old Jewish type of mysticism. And so, well, I didn't know he was into Kabbalah. I was a yoga teacher, and I used to teach people. I was friends with Ram Dass and Allen Ginsberg and all those people, a lot of those people at the time. And Ira fit in. He was like the wandering. I can see him as like a Morocco. He really had kind of the Eastern style. Anyhow, I was very pissed off that Ira did not get a chance to read a lot of important venues in his prime. I certainly got him into the cabarets, and he was an honored reader at Theater for the New City, which we helped put together the Lower East Side Festival for the Arts. And a lot of you guys should be coming out there and seeing the poetry things and contributing to the thing. Anyhow, in 2002, there was a little shift that happened on the art scene. And when the great Bodhisattva, Allen Ginsberg, died, the beat Bodhisattva, there was a big power grab. Kerouac Futures and Ginsberg Trust and Burroughs Bunkers and the Beat Stardust. And I wrote a whole song about that, and I got blacklisted, and people still talk bad to me. So anyway, I wrote this thing called I saw the best minds of my generation suffering from post-traumatic beat disorder, being shut out, passed up, marginalized, and parceled out to distant oblivions and elephant burying grounds. Looking for an angry performance fix, dragging their sorry little asses through the mean little Bohemian streets, letting the first-rate ideals compromised by second-rate suck-up artists, demoralizing rat packs, art syndicates, and P.T. Barnums of Bohemia Incorporated, and their whispering networks of misunderstanding and Kafkian trial is on trial. I saw the best minds knowing the letter of the law, but forgetting the spirit of the Bohemian brotherhood, envisioned by the beatitudes of the beat bodhisattvas who knew the deep of the vision, the deep of the compassion. I saw the best minds going from hip to flip, from real artists to con artists, with hip hype, distortion artists, bullshit artists, from nice narcissists to nasty narcissists, trying to reimprint the original beat with a post beat, but they missed the beat and were way off beat. So I say to all the battered bastards of Bohemia, to which I am one, do not press this crown of cronyism on the brow of the beat, and do not persecute the freedom of spirit and speech with a hypocritical hollow howl. Let us all become better bards than better Bohemian bastards. Hail Bohemia, Bohemia rolls the waves. Free spirits can never be bourgeois slaves. Hail Bohemia, Bohemia rolls the waves. Free spirits can never be bourgeois slaves.